Let's get started.
1976 Rolls-Royce. 1976 Rolls-Royce. Every now and then, a classic car appears that feels more like a piece of history than ordinary transportation. This elegant four-door Rolls-Royce is offered at price $4,800, and it is located in Elkhart, Indiana. For someone looking for an affordable entry into classic luxury, this could be an interesting project with plenty of character. Under the hood is a V8 engine paired with an automatic transmission, giving this Rolls-Royce the relaxed driving style you would expect from a vintage luxury sedan. The seller says it runs and drives, so the car already has a foundation to build on. However, the brakes need work, which should be addressed before regular road use. The car is listed in used fair condition and comes with a clean title. At this price point, it is easy to see why this Rolls-Royce might attract attention from collectors, hobbyists, or someone simply wanting something unusual. It may need some mechanical attention, but its classic styling, four-door layout, and unmistakable Rolls-Royce presence make it a fascinating old luxury car to consider today. 1986 Chevrolet Cavalier Wagon 4D. 1986 Chevrolet Cavalier Wagon 4D. Here is a classic daily driver idea with a little extra room and a whole lot of old-school charm. This red station wagon is offered at price $3,200, while it is located in Gallatin, Tennessee. For buyers who enjoy practical vintage cars, this Cavalier has an appealing combination of simplicity and nostalgia. The wagon has 122,000 actual miles and is powered by a 2.0-liter four-cylinder engine connected to an automatic transmission. The seller says it runs great and has good tires, making it sound like a straightforward classic that can still be enjoyed without being overly complicated. Both the exterior and interior are listed in red, giving the car a fun period-correct appearance. It uses gasoline and comes with a clean title. The listing also states that the vehicle has no significant damage or major problems. The seller mentions that the car was owned by an 87-year-old woman, adding an interesting bit of history to this humble wagon. Offered at $3,200 OBO, this Cavalier could be a neat choice for someone wanting an affordable, unusual piece of 1980s automotive history with practical wagon versatility and plenty of character. 1951 Pontiac Chieftain Airport Limo. 1951 Pontiac Chieftain Airport Limo. Talk about making an entrance. This unusual four-door limousine-style Pontiac brings serious post-war character and plenty of stories with it. The car is listed at price $5,000 and is located in Mississippi, Pennsylvania. With only 10,000 miles shown in the listing, it certainly catches the eye as a rare and interesting project. The gasoline-powered Pontiac uses an automatic transmission and features a white exterior with a gray interior. The engine runs and the car would drive, although the brakes are currently not working because of a brake fluid leak. An exhaust leak also needs attention. There is plenty of work already documented, including repaired floors, new tires, new old stock hubcaps, a new battery, and a recent tune-up. The frame is described as solid with some scaly surface rust. The master and wheel cylinders were replaced about a year ago. The seller has a title and is firm at $5,000. This isn't a ready-to-cruise classic just yet, but for someone who loves unusual vintage Pontiacs, the distinctive limousine body and early 1950s styling make this one hard to ignore today. 1968 Ford Fairlane. 1968 Ford Fairlane. Sometimes the rough ones are the classics that get your imagination working the hardest. This black Fairlane is offered at price $3,000 and is located in Charlottesville, Virginia. It may need restoration, but there is still plenty of old-school Ford character hiding underneath. This Fairlane has approximately 123,456 miles and comes with a 3-speed manual transmission. Under the hood is a 200 cubic inch straight-six engine, a simple and recognizable power plant that fits the personality of this classic Ford perfectly. The seller says the car ran last summer, although it is now being sold as a restoration project. The exterior is black, while the interior color is not specified in the listing. The car uses gasoline and represents the kind of vintage project that could be transformed into a fun weekend cruiser with the right amount of time and attention. The seller is asking $3,000 OBO, giving potential buyers some room to negotiate. It is definitely not a finished show car, but that may be part of the appeal. For someone who enjoys bringing forgotten classics back to life, this Fairlane could be an interesting starting point with traditional Ford style and a straightforward mechanical setup. 1975 Ford Maverick. 1975 Ford Maverick. This one has the kind of honest, simple personality that makes old cars so much fun. The Maverick is listed at price $3,800 and is located in Dover, Delaware, although the seller also mentions Barkley, Maryland. Either way, this classic Ford offers an interesting starting point for someone looking for a solid restoration project. The car reportedly has its original interior and original paint, giving it plenty of authentic vintage character. The seller describes it as a good, solid car with only a little rust, most of which is surface rust. Importantly, the frame is said to be solid and not rusted out. There is a catch, however. The engine and transmission are currently needed, so this Maverick will require mechanical work before getting back on the road. The listing does mention that it has a good title. For a 1975 vehicle, finding a relatively solid body and frame can make a big difference when planning a restoration. The $3,800 asking price also puts it into an interesting range for classic car enthusiasts. It is not ready to cruise tomorrow, but with the right drivetrain and some attention, this Maverick could become a very cool old-school Ford. 1995 Mazda MX-5 Miata M Edition Convertible 2D. 1995 Mazda MX-5 Miata M Edition Convertible 2D. Small car, big personality. This burgundy Miata is listed at price $1,300 and is located in Glen Allen, Virginia. For someone who loves lightweight sports cars and doesn't mind taking on a project, that price makes this little roadster especially interesting. The car has 136,263 miles and comes with a 5-speed manual transmission. It also features the desirable M Edition equipment, including 15-inch BBS wheels and a Torsen limited slip differential. The seller says the engine's bottom end is locked up, which is the main reason the car is being sold. The body panels are described as being in fair condition, with a previous owner's rattle-can paint job. The car also comes with a like-new soft top, although it is not currently installed and the mounting hardware is missing. The carpet has been removed as well. Despite the work needed, this Miata could be an appealing project for an enthusiast who can source and install another engine. With its lightweight chassis, manual gearbox, BBS wheels, and M Edition details, this inexpensive roadster has plenty of potential for a fun second life. 1973 Chevrolet Vega. 1973 Chevrolet Vega. This little Chevy may look compact, but underneath the surface it has a serious street and strip attitude. Listed at price $5,500, this unusual Vega is located in Romney, West Virginia, and it is definitely not your average original classic. The car is set up for performance, featuring a tubbed rear end with a 4.56 geared 9-inch rear axle. It also has headers, a radiator, a roll cage, ladder bars, and 5 lug wheels. Those upgrades give this small Chevrolet a much more aggressive personality than the standard Vega ever had. The listing shows an automatic transmission and approximately 99,999 miles. It has an orange exterior, while the interior color is not specified. The seller also states that it has a clear title. The fiberglass front end does need repairs, so this is clearly a project rather than a finished street machine. However, the combination of the tub setup, roll cage, ladder bars, and performance-oriented drivetrain makes it an interesting foundation for someone who enjoys building something fast and different. At $5,500, this Vega could be a fun opportunity for a hands-on enthusiast looking for a classic Chevrolet with plenty of attitude and room for improvement. 1973 BMW 2002. 1973 BMW 2002. Sometimes a classic doesn't need to be perfect to be interesting, and this little BMW has plenty of story left to tell. Offered at price $4,500, the car is located in Waverly, Ohio, making it an affordable-looking entry into vintage BMW ownership. This 2002 has approximately 180,000 miles and uses a manual transmission. The burgundy exterior is paired with a tan interior, giving the car a classic European appearance. According to the seller, it runs and drives, although it hasn't been driven much since a used engine was installed. The owner has invested in numerous new parts over the last couple of years, and the car also comes with a collection of used parts. Included are additional transmissions, an engine core, and E30 bottle cap wheels, among other items. The vehicle has a clean title and is fully paid off. The seller is asking $4,500 OBO and is also considering trades for manual transmission trucks. With its recognizable 2002 styling, lightweight character, manual gearbox, and collection of extra parts, this BMW could make an interesting project for someone who enjoys classic European cars and doesn't mind giving an older machine some attention. 1968 Chevrolet Bel Air. 1968 Chevrolet Bel Air, big, classic, and ready for someone with a little patience. This green Bel Air is offered at price $2,500 and is located in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It has clearly lived a long life, but there is still plenty here for a classic Chevrolet enthusiast to work with. The car shows approximately 356,659 miles and has an automatic power glide transmission. Under the hood is a Chevrolet Blazer 350 engine, described as the second engine installed in the car. The seller says the car did run, although it developed an overheating issue with the radiator back in 2014. The body reportedly has no major damage, with only a small dent in the rear bumper. Various trim pieces, door handles, and other components are included, with some parts stored inside the trunk and a shed. The car has been sitting under a tarp for about 12 years, so tires will be needed. The asking price is $3,500 OBO, despite the listing headline showing $2,500, so buyers should confirm the current price with the seller. This Bel Air is definitely a restoration project, but its classic shape and V8 potential make it an intriguing old Chevrolet. 1966 Oldsmobile F85. 1966 Oldsmobile F85. Here is a classic that brings a little more attitude than its vintage appearance might suggest. Listed at price $4,500, this four-door F85 is located in Clarksville, Tennessee, and it combines traditional Oldsmobile styling with a surprisingly interesting setup. The car has approximately 39,464 miles and comes with an automatic transmission. Under the hood is a 330 rocket V8 paired with a 2-speed transmission. The seller also mentions that the car has airbags in the rear, giving this old Oldsmobile a custom twist rather than keeping everything completely original. The exterior is black, while the interior color is not specified. The seller says the F85 runs and drives, although it has typical rust for a vehicle of its age. That means buyers should expect some cosmetic and possibly structural attention before deciding how far to take the project. The seller is open to trades or offers and specifically mentions interest in 1965 to 1975 Plymouth Valiants or Furus, as well as other old American vehicles. With its rocket V8, four-door body, custom rear suspension, and classic 1960s styling, this F85 has the kind of personality that could make a fun old-school cruiser or unique project.